Another dream is within reach. A student opens up a book. An entrepreneur takes another look.
Leadership is not just a person. It is a system, a structure that guides decisions, coordinates action, and sets direction for entire communities. When leadership systems are strong, communities move with clarity and purpose. When they are weak, confusion spreads and progress slows. Tonight our panel asks, how can communities strengthen leadership systems? Welcome to the Thunderdome. Good evening and welcome back to America Together Radio. Last episode we explored decision-making systems. Tonight we begin a new chapter, leadership systems, how direction is set, how authority is structured, and how responsibility is carried.
So this is about how leaders are organized.
Yes, but also how leadership functions as a system, not just a role. Tonight we'll discuss leadership structure, public accountability, delegation and responsibility, community representation, coordination across institutions, and how leadership systems shape outcomes. President Pipeline, when a community wants to strengthen leadership systems, where should it begin? We'll hear your answer right after the break.
Just like it has for yesterday. The boats come in.
Welcome back. Tonight's question, how can communities strengthen leadership systems? President Pipeline, will begin with you.
Thank you. Leadership systems begin with structure. Who is responsible for what? How is authority distributed? And how are decisions carried through? Clear structure prevents confusion and overlap.
So clarity in roles matters.
Exactly. Without structure, leadership becomes fragmented.
People often don't know who is responsible for decisions.
Which is why accountability must be visible.
Liberty Jack, your perspective.
Strengthen representation systems. Ensure communities have a voice in leadership. Improve feedback channels between leaders and citizens.
So leadership must stay connected to people.
Absolutely. Representation keeps systems legitimate.
Structure defines responsibility.
Representation defines legitimacy.
And both define trust.
A strong beginning for tonight's discussion. After the break, Lady Progress discusses adaptive leadership systems. Captain Constitution explores accountability and authority balance. Stay with us.
The morning sun still finds the shoreline and shines across the waters.
Welcome back. Tonight we're exploring how communities can strengthen leadership systems. So far we've discussed structure and representation. Now let's continue. Lady Progress, how does adaptive leadership improve systems?
Adaptive leadership allows systems to evolve as conditions change. It encourages flexibility in decision-making and helps leadership respond effectively to new challenges.
So leadership must change with conditions?
Exactly. Rigid leadership fails under new pressures.
Captain Constitution, what role does balance of authority play?
Authority must be balanced with accountability. Too much concentration leads to imbalance. Too little leads to inefficiency. Strong systems distribute authority responsibly.
So balance prevents failure?
Very much so. Balance preserves stability.
President Pipeline, what stands out to you?
Structure defines responsibility.
Representation defines legitimacy.
Adaptation defines resilience.
Balance defines stability.
So leadership isn't fixed, it responds to reality.
Exactly. Market Maverick off microphone, as long as everyone still knows who is actually in charge. After the break, Market Maverick discusses practical leadership systems. Professor Data explores research on governance adaptation. And the People's Advocate shares everyday habits for civic leadership awareness. Stay with us.
I'm Jeremy Levan. Rural communities understand problems that national politics often ignores. Distance, roads, hospitals, water, agriculture, energy, broadband, schools, and local services are not abstract issues. They are daily realities. America Together 2028 wants those voices included.
The morning sun still finds the prairie and shines across.
Welcome back. Tonight we've discussed structure, representation, adaptation, and balance in leadership systems. Now let's ask an important question. How do leadership systems work in real-world practice? Market Maverick, what practical steps improve leadership systems?
Clarify decision hierarchies, document responsibilities clearly, reduce unnecessary approval layers, and ensure leadership communication is fast and consistent.
So efficiency matters.
Exactly. Slow leadership slows everything else.
Professor Data, what does research suggest about leadership systems?
Research in organizational governance shows that clear authority structures, feedback loops, and accountability mechanisms improve decision speed, trust, and overall system performance.
So clarity improves outcomes.
Very much so. Unclear systems create friction.
People's Advocate, what practical advice would you offer listeners?
Learn how your local leaders are selected. Follow community decision announcements. Attend civic meetings when possible. Ask questions about leadership processes.
Quick thoughts.
Structure defines responsibility.
Representation defines legitimacy.
Adaptation defines resilience.
Balance defines stability.
Leadership must consider environmental consequences in all major decisions.
After the break, each mascot shares one habit that helps communities strengthen leadership systems. Then we'll conclude tonight's discussion and preview our final segment. Stay with us.
Afternoon sun, the bakery's got a line outside. Old friends stop and talk a while. The bandstand's filling up with sound and smiles are spreading.
Welcome back. Tonight we've explored how communities can strengthen leadership systems. We've talked about structure, representation, adaptation, balance, and real-world leadership practices that shape how communities function. Now let's close with one final question. If you could encourage every community to practice one habit that strengthens leadership systems, what would it be?
Always clearly define roles and responsibilities in leadership. Clarity builds function.
Ensure leadership stays connected to the people it represents. Connection builds legitimacy.
Allow leadership systems to evolve when conditions change. Adaptation builds resilience.
Maintain balance between authority and accountability at all times. Balance builds stability.
Ensure leadership decisions protect long-term environmental health. Stewardship builds sustainability.
Keep leadership communication simple, direct, and efficient. Clarity builds speed.
Stay informed and engaged with your local leadership systems. Participation builds awareness.
Continuously evaluate leadership systems using feedback, research, and outcomes to improve governance over time.
Leadership is not about position alone. It is about structure, responsibility, connection, and the systems that guide collective direction. When leadership works well, communities move forward together. You've been listening to America Together Radio, simulated mascot debate Thunderdome. Today's discussion featured fictional mascot characters created to explore civic ideas through respectful conversation. The characters are fictional. Their conversations are intended to encourage leadership awareness, accountability, and stronger communities. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep leading responsibly, keep participating actively, keep building together, and we'll see you inside the Thunderdome.
The same as they have through the years, watching seasons come